Hi, welcome to Diagnostic X-ray Imaging Suite at University. My name is Chris Alvey. I'm Programme Leader for the Radiography Provision. I'm going to talk you through some of the facilities which we use as part of our teaching. Okay, so in the X-ray equipment room itself, you'll see we've got some pieces of X-ray kit which the university invested around about £500,000 last year. We're going to be using this, and I'm going to show you just how we use this as part of our teaching on the programme. This is the X-ray tube head. It consists of a series of high tension power cables delivering up to 140,000 volts across this, what we call the tube head, which is inside here. It's fully automated and it is industry standard. So the equipment which we use here is replicated in the clinical departments across the placement sites that we use. So this is the X-ray receptor plate. It's about 35 to 40,000 pounds worth of equipment, so both hands. Essentially it's a glass substrate with some rather complicated electronics on the back plate. It's powered by equivalent of kind of like a laptop battery, which basically just clips in and clips out. It's got a battery life of about 4 hours, which is plenty for use in most clinical departments. So once we've acquired our image on our detector system, it will appear on our review monitor up here. After that, what will happen is this display is duplicated behind the screen there. What the radiographer will do is then go back and review that, make sure it's got all the data on that we need to see, make sure it's anatomically and technically adequate. What will happen then is it will then get sent to the hospital archive, where it will be reviewed by the referring physician or clinician or nurse practitioner who requested that X-ray, who will then look at that in the context of the clinical information and come to a diagnosis based on the imaging appearances and the patient presentation. On the course, we have a range of teaching resources to help augment your learning. These range from plastic models, which basically demonstrate the anatomical relationships. We have our tissue equivalent phantom, which, as you can see, has got soft tissue and so on within it. You can see the ribs and so on. But we've also got real human skeleton embedded in epoxy. We think this is good because it allows you to visualize the real skeleton. Okay, you're going to be seeing this in patients, and we think it's really important that you're able to fully appreciate the intricacies, the complexity, and the whole patient focus of what you're doing within an X-ray. One of the things which we do an awful lot of X-rays of in the clinical department is chest X-rays. And what we do using our Phantom, we allow students to practice positioning in pairs for actually how to do an X-ray of a chest, amongst everything else. Now, there are two ways to do a chest X-ray. Most acutely unwell patients will come to us like this. Obviously, they'll be perhaps sitting up, but they'll be facing you. And I'm just going to pop this behind the person's back. Now, obviously, this was a patient. You'd be talking to them all the time, saying, hi, just going to put a hardboard behind your back. Might be a little bit uncomfortable. Won't be for very long. So now we have our plate in position where we want it. The next part is we're going to be positioning the X-ray tube so that it's aligned with the anatomy that we want to depict. You can see this light projection, and that is where the X-ray is going to fall. So we're now in what's called the protected area, and we're shielded from the X-ray that's on the other side of it. This is leaded glass, and obviously there's lead in all the building works underneath here. We have a quick check to make sure that there's nothing which we want to change. Now, this is a replica of what we saw on the tube head out there. Quick check, make sure nothing's moved. I think everything's fine, and we do an X-ray. That sound you can hear very faint in the background is just the sound of the X-ray tube spinning, and it takes about 3 seconds to get the X-ray image just here. We hope you've enjoyed this look around our facilities and look forward to seeing you at University soon.